Hi guys, Goofy Noofy here. Welcome to the Goofy Review. And this week's episode, it's not really a review video as more of a show and tell kind of dealio. I wanted to show off some of the really awesome fossils and petrified wood that I've acquired over the years doing construction work. None of these were acquired in protected areas. They were all dug up on work sites. So let's get started with some of these nice ones, hey? I got a couple, they're a straight type of ammonite. Like this one here, you can see some of the pearly colors when the light hits it a certain way across this here. This broke apart in a few pieces and it's kind of neat on the inside. Focus on this. I guess it doesn't want to focus. But yeah, the inside's got quite the neat shape to them. Like bone. And then on the back side, after the stuff peels off, it's focusing on my face. There we go. After the stuff peels off, it's like a tree design. It's kind of freaky. Next. Okay. I got a few of these straight ammonites. Here's another one. You can see that nice flashy pearly color in it. This one has an opening in it. Get it away from my face. There you go. Quite neat. Next. Oh, I got some really fancy looking petrified wood here too. This stuff is neat. Here's one. Get off my face. You can see the lines. Pure quartzite or quartz, whatever you want to call it, with a little bit of calcite on the outer edges and stuff. It's not one bit of impurity in this one at all. That is quite a find, eh? Here's a piece, solid, just like amber almost. When the light shines through it, it's real hard to see. Just look at the rings in this one. Isn't that neat? This one has bug holes from the insects that were living in it. And there's the big one that I had cut a piece off. I'm going to take this piece here that I had cut off of it, and I'm going to try and polish it. You see the rings? It has... The only imperfections in this is this... It's like calcite or something in there. And a few holes that are formed in it from oxygen and stuff. These black spots, that's from the cutting disc that I used. See the rings? This is bark. And then it comes over to the part that was... There's a little bit of iron oxide or something in it there. And this looks like a spot that actually got damaged while the tree was alive. And the sap had hardened on the outside edge. And then here was the bottom of what it actually looked like when I got it. You see the rings in there. And then the bigger piece, the part that I cut it off of, it's a hefty piece. Here's the bark side. It's rough, really white and calcite looking. And then it comes over to this side where it's a few little iron rusty spots in it, but it's mostly quartz or silica sand or whatever. And then there's that strip right there that busted off of the bark. And it's got that strip of what was sap or whatever you see on trees after a piece had broken off. It's kind of neat and rough, bumpy. There's where I had cut the piece off. The backside almost looks like it was chewed on by a prehistoric beaver. But you can really see the rings here, eh? Isn't that neat? And then these two really big ones. Ugh. This is a piece of a scallop shell or clam shell or whatever it is. Like, there's the round spot there, and this is a flapper. This thing would have been huge if I would have been able to find the whole thing. This was in a rock pile. Like, it was big. Like, you could see meaty parts. In here. This thing was huge. Unless that's just clay and dirt still from the old construction site. But this thing was massive. And my really big ammonite. None of it's jewelry quality. It flaked. It was in a crappy clay. But there's the one side. Look at the shape of that. Isn't that awesome? This thing, the whole thing was there, but it was right on the very edge of the canal hole that we were trenched that we were digging. So when I had seen the edge of it, and this is about what I dug out, and because I was at work and in a hurry, I had to pry on it, and I just busted this big piece off. But this ammonite would have been huge. Flip it over, show you the other side, because the whole thing is here, because it was in clay, that had hardening clay. The other side has the ammonite shine shell, but it's brittle and cracked and broken, and this thing is nice. And look, the guts. It's like a white line through it. How often do you see that? That is awesome. But here's my favorite one of all. I love this one. Look at that. I have no idea what it was. It's pretty big. Look at those nice lines in the shell. And then, look at that. I believe this is hollow. It didn't fill. This thing still has its shell on the inside here. This is one awesome specimen. It even has a little, you can't really see it from the light here, but it has a little pearly tinge to it. Like, isn't that neat? There's a few pieces of ammonite or whatever in it too. There was one here, and there's a big chunk of one sticking out here and stuff, but this, by far, my favorite. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in and watching the Goofy review and having a peek at my fossil collection. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now. Well, that's it for it, guys. I hope you liked that video and check out these other ones, eh? I dare ya. They're pretty good. Hope you left some good comments. Hit the thumbs up. Left the subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.